Take a moment, slow it down. Leave the noise outside this town. Pour a cup and stay a while. Life makes sense 1 mile at a time. Welcome to Rusty's Reflections, where every story lights the way. Real life, real hope, real conversations, finding meaning every day.
Well, welcome back, friends, to Rusty's Reflections. I'm Rusty. Tonight I want to talk about something that's been weighing on my mind for a long time. Something that seems to be happening all around us every day, in every corner of our lives. I want to ask a simple question. When did we stop listening to each other? And I don't mean hearing words. We're all hearing plenty of words these days. I mean really listening. Listening to understand. Listening with patience. Listening with humility. Listening because another human being matters. Because somewhere along the way, it feels like we forgot how. It seems like everybody has something to say. We have podcasts, we have social media, we have television, we have 24-hour news, we have opinions delivered instantly to millions of people. And yet, the more we talk, the less we seem to understand each other. It's almost as if we're no longer having conversations. We're having performances. We're waiting for our turn to speak, instead of trying to understand what the other person is saying. And I wonder sometimes if we've become so busy defending our own viewpoints that we've forgotten that the person sitting across from us has a story too. When I was younger, disagreements happened on front porches. People argued, people got frustrated, people sometimes raised their voices. But eventually, somebody would say, "Well, let's sit here a little longer," because the relationship mattered more than winning the argument. Today, disagreements happen through screens. No eye contact, no body language, no shared cup of coffee, just words. And words, without humanity attached to them, can become weapons. We forget that on the other side of every opinion is a person, a father, a mother, a son, a daughter, someone who's carrying their own fears, hopes, and burdens. I think one of the hardest things for human beings to do is admit we might be wrong. Not because we're stubborn, although sometimes we are, but because our beliefs become part of our identity. And when somebody challenges what we believe, it can feel like they're challenging who we are. So we defend, we argue, we shut down, we walk away. But what if being wrong isn't a weakness? What if being wrong is one of the most human things we do? Because none of us arrived in this world knowing everything. We learned, we changed, we grew. And maybe wisdom isn't about always being right. Maybe wisdom is about remaining teachable. You know, I think one of the greatest gifts we can give another person is our attention. Not advice, not solutions, not arguments, just attention. To sit quietly while somebody tells you about their pain, to hear their fears, to understand their hopes, to resist the urge to fix everything and simply say, "I'm here, tell me more." That's harder than it sounds, because listening requires humility. It requires us to believe that another person's experience has value. And maybe that's what love often looks like, not speaking, listening. I worry sometimes about what happens if we continue down this road. Families stop talking, friends stop speaking, communities divide. People retreat into smaller and smaller circles where everyone already agrees with them. And eventually we stop seeing each other as neighbors. We start seeing each other as opponents. But that's not how we're meant to live. We're meant to learn from one another, challenge one another, encourage one another, and yes, sometimes disagree with one another. But disagreement without respect eventually destroys community, and a society without community becomes a lonely place indeed. Maybe the question isn't, how do I get people to listen to me? Maybe the better question is, who needs me to listen to them? Maybe the next time somebody disagrees with us, we don't immediately prepare our response. Maybe we ask another question. Maybe we stay at the table a little longer. Maybe we choose understanding over victory, because long after the argument is forgotten, people remember how we made them feel. And perhaps the world doesn't need more voices shouting. Perhaps it needs more hearts willing to listen. Well, friends, that's tonight's reflection. The next time you're sitting with somebody you care about, maybe put the phone down, lean back in your chair, and just listen for a while. You might be surprised by what you hear. Until next time, keep your coffee warm, keep your mind open, and remember, sometimes wisdom doesn't come from speaking louder, sometimes it comes from listening longer. I'm Rusty, and this has been Rusty's Reflections.